Without further ado, number one income earner, PlanNet Marketing Worldwide, Mr. Shedrick White.
All right, Atlanta. All right. Well, guys, has everybody not been amazing? As they was going over their presentations, I was almost like, what do I have to present on? Because it was talking about everything. But what I'm going to talk to you briefly for a few moments is understanding that network marketing is just business. Everybody say it's just business. And my goal is to help you develop your posture and your confidence so that you understand that a lot of times when people are in network marketing because they don't understand the industry, if I said somebody, where do you work at, and they work at Verizon, they say, I work at Verizon. I work in law enforcement, or I work for AT&T. But when they come to their business, they say, what do you do? They go, Because they don't have the confidence, they don't have the posture, they don't really understand that they're in a legitimate business. And so we're going to compare traditional business with network marketing so you have a full understanding. And we're going to simply show you simply a better way of doing business. Secondly, our goal is to provide you with the posture, the confidence that you can feel confident about what you do. Are you ready? Yes. If you're ready, say, I'm ready. I'm ready. Next, let's go. So the first thing we got to understand is we've been created by God for success, but we've been programmed and conditioned for failure. So many of us have been taught since we've been young, go to school, get a good education so you can get a safe, secure, and that's been drained and ingrained in your subconscious mind. And so what happens is when someone comes to talk to you about being a business owner, even though it sounds great and you love the lifestyle that business owners live, most people are used to that steady paycheck or that consistent paycheck. And they don't understand in network marketing or as an entrepreneur, you eat what you kill. And if you're not willing to go do the work, you may want the lifestyle, but are you willing to pay the price? And so have you ever noticed when an elephant is a baby elephant, they take a chain, JP, and they put it around its leg. And what happens is they do this to condition the elephant, so when the elephant ever tries to pull away, that chain is met with resistance. But what happens is they learned, or they have a subconscious, so they never forget. And so what happens is when they become a bull elephant or real big and tens of thousands of pounds, they can put a leather strap around that elephant and he will never go away. And you know why? It's because he's been programmed and conditioned. And guys, what I want you to see is many of us have been programmed and conditioned. And so when we look at network marketing, we're running towards network marketing, but we had a shackle on our mind and we got to free our mind. Does that make sense? So everybody say, renew your mind. Guys, one thing you got to understand, I said this, we've been created, but if you change the way that you look at things, the things you look at will change. If you will adjust the way that you look at things, if you look at things differently, then the things you're looking at will change. And so we're going to actually go over this now. The traditional model, which no longer works, anybody heard of the 40-40-40 plan? Working 40 hours for 40 years to retire on 40% of what you can live off of? How many of that model has changed? Anybody heard of anybody working half days? From 6 to 6. You work with sun down and you come back with sun up, putting all your hours into your job. Anybody heard of the 50-20 plan? CJP, I ain't understood this one, but a lot of people live with this one. If I said, give me $50 and I'll give you $2, how many would take that? Oh, somebody said, So if I said, give me 50, I'll give you 2, you wouldn't take that? Why do y'all get 50 weeks only to get 2? So you let somebody control your time and tell you when you could take a break, right? And so now we have a culture of worrying. And now you're worrying if I will get fired. You're worrying if the company's going to go out of business. You're wondering if you can have the money to send your kids to college. You're wondering if you can still juggle the plates, right? But more importantly, anybody know about the Maypop? You wonder if you can pay for those May Pop tires? Because your tires may pop if you don't change them right. But guys, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We got to reprogram the mind. And I'm gonna really go into more technical training. But one of my favorite books says in Romans 12:1-2 that we have to be transformed by renewing of the mind. We have to get a new thought. And so what I understand is this. This is a quote by one of my good friends. He said, until the pain of change outweighs the pain of remaining the same, only then will one change. And so many people are in their comfort zone. But where you want to get is into your money zone. And how many know your comfort zone ain't that comfortable? So will you allow me to stretch you just for a moment? So let's go. Now, having said that, business. Everybody say business. Now, I'm going to be here, this is going to be like school. We're about to do 101 business. And I'm just going to really explain some concepts you know, but I want to just really give you some definitions. And I want to really give you an aha moment. See, sometimes it's hard to see the picture when you're the one standing in the frame. So what I want to do is pull you out the frame, and so you just understand it's simply business. And so business, the purpose of business is to create a customer who creates a customer. Does that make sense? Meaning any business you see open, if they don't have customers, then they don't have sales. So they create customers who have great experiences to create what? More what? More what? So having said that, let's define. Now, entrepreneur, which again, we're talking about entrepreneurs, the owner or manager of a business enterprise. And so when I say entrepreneur, that's somebody who stepped out and started the business. So we want to teach each of you how to exercise your entrepreneur right. Each of you in here are entrepreneurs because you stepped out and you're the owner of the business. Does that make sense? But business defined is the purchase and sale of goods in an attempt to make a what? The purpose of business is to make a what? So it's not a social club. It's the purpose of business is to make a what? Now, I want you to understand that this is another definition I looked up I thought was really good. A person, partnership, or corporation engaged in commerce, they manufacture a service or profit-seeking enterprise or concern, but providing quality goods or service in exchange for a form of currency. Guys, you can have a business, you can bake cakes, you can do whatever it is, but the purpose of business is to make a profit. So you have a service, you have a skill, you perform that service. In exchange for that service or goods, somebody pays you. And what you make over what you cost is called a profit. And the purpose of business is to make a what? Awesome. Now, having said that, entrepreneurship. I want you to understand, Michael Jordan said, I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying. See, a lot of people, you got to understand, you are an entrepreneur, but you've been trained as an employee. And so what we have to do is help you understand that there's a different mindset between the way employees think and the way the entrepreneurs think. Have you ever heard employees say, that's not my job? I don't get paid for that. But see, an entrepreneur understands first you got to do more than you're paid for so that later you can get paid for more than what you do. An employee says, it's 5 o'clock, it's time for me to go. An entrepreneur don't work from 9 to 5, they work till the job gets done. Do you understand the difference? And so what you got to understand is this. The legitimate purpose of business is to provide a product or service that people need and do so well that it's profitable. Didn't that make sense? Now, having said that, the measuring tool of business is a what? The measuring tool of business is a what? Now, notice I'm driving this home to make a point because you're going to get an aha moment in a second, but I need to make it very simple and plain. We're going to keep it on third level basis so that when you walk out of here, you understand that you are in business and the measuring tool of business is to make a what? Now, one more definition. Without your purpose bigger than yourself, you might only be serving yourself. And that's the challenge for a lot of people, and I've heard several of the leaders talk about it, heard Laline talk about it, heard JP talk. Most people, the challenge is you only focused on you. If you change the focus on you and who you can serve, you'll understand it's much bigger than you. Does that make sense? So, this is something I learned in ministry. One of my mentors, he said, find the need and meet it. Find a hurt and heal it. Find a problem and solve it. How many of you know that's what business is? People have needs, and if you can meet the need, how many of you know that you're going to be successful in business? People are hurting, but if you can help heal the hurt, they want what you have. People have problems. If you can show them that you can solve their problem, then they're open to what you have to share. Does that make sense? So having said that, let's go to the next definition. Marketing. Now, we talked about business. Business is an exchange of service to make a profit. Everybody follow that? Now, marketing is a method in which business is promoted. Marketing is the ability to promote your product or service, making your future customers, clients, aware that your product exists. And an effective, get your product into the hands of the consumer. So, let's say that this is the best gadget in the world. If nobody knows that this gadget exists, can they purchase it? If they can't purchase it, are there any sales made? If there are any sales made, are we in business? So if they don't know about it, they can't purchase it. So marketing is essential if you're going to be successful in business. Would you agree? So the heartbeat of business, success lies in what? The heartbeat of your business lies in what? Now, having said that, there are different forms of marketing. When you look at marketing, guys, if you share through radio, that's a form of marketing or advertisement. Advertisement is a form of marketing. Do y'all understand that? So having said that, television, you could put a television spot or you could do a commercial and you would be marketing or making people aware of your business or product through television. You have mass marketing, you have viral marketing, you have email marketing. But the key word that you keep seeing on all these are what? Marketing. And so what a lot of people think, when you understand if nobody knows about it, they can't purchase it. Now, let's bring it home. What's the most powerful form of marketing? What's the most powerful form of marketing? A friend telling a friend, right? See, word of mouth marketing is using a happy customer to promote your business and to provide customers with such an unbelievable and amazing experience that they can't help but share the experience. See, when somebody has a good experience, how many know they go tell somebody? If you go to a restaurant, the food's really good, you go and tell people anyway. That's why we tell people all the time, you're doing it what? And so what we understand that the most powerful form of marketing is word of mouth. Now, having said that, I want to use a case study. I want to pull you out. We talked about what marketing is. You understand marketing, right? So I want to use a quick case study. Anybody have heard of this company based out of Atlanta, Georgia? Y'all heard of that company, Coca-Cola? Let me see. Have a Coke and a what? Makes you feel what? All right. So, Coca-Cola, marketing is the most important aspect of Coke's business because when you go out, even in this hotel, you'll find a what? Coke machine. It's actually a vending machine, but they do such a good job of marketing, we call it a what? But guys, Coke understands that the more stores, restaurants, fountain machines that offer Coca-Cola, the greater chance when they're thirsty, somebody's going to purchase a what? So what happens is this. Coca-Cola offers more than 3,500 brands in over 200 countries. Did you know they serve over 1.7 billion servings every day? Coca-Cola. But I told you I'm going to take you out the picture to bring you back in. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to take a journey with me? So having said that, here's what I want to let you know. In 1886, Coca-Cola was actually invented by John Pemberton. He was a pharmacist in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, he founded in 1886, but in 1889, Asa Griggs Candler incorporated Coca-Cola. So Asa didn't create Coca-Cola, Asa incorporated Coca-Cola. Does that make sense? Now, having said that, if you were opening up, let's go back in history. Let's say, for instance, this was Asa Griggs. He said, look, I want to have the largest distribution of beverages in the world. How many would be interested in knowing what you know today? Well, knowing that, where would you put machines at? And here's what they said. You established a relationship, we'll do the fulfillment. We'll fill with the products and service. All you got to focus on is putting them in outlets. Do y'all follow me? Would anybody be interested in that, knowing what you know today? So these are different places we will put them, hospitals, businesses, concerts, playgrounds. Guys, wherever there are people, you want to have an outlet. Your job is to establish the outlet. Coke is going to fill the product. Yeah. But what if they said every outlet you put out there, I'm going to give you $1,000? Who would be interested? How many outlets would you put out there? A lot. So understand this. Somebody may go out there and make a lot of sales. And you make a lot of money, but then he comes back and he says, listen, guys, I want to cover the world. I'm going to pay $1,000. But what if you now begin to go share the same opportunity with other people? I'm going to pay the same $1,000. What if you paid them $500? See, let me just go on real quick. How many of y'all know many hands make a heavy low light? So now we're going to talk about leverage real quick. What you got to understand, anybody ever heard of J. Paul Getty? One of the first documented billionaires. He actually founded Getty Oil. Just for the sake of time, let's read this together. The number one guideline to success is you must be in business for yourself. Stop. What's the number one guideline to success? What's the number one guideline to success? So according to J. Paul Getty, the number one guideline to success is you got to do what? Great. He says when you work for someone else, you sell your time at wholesale to your employer, who then resells it at retail to the customer. So he said if you're going to be successful, you got to be in business for yourself. But he goes on to say, and this is what we quote him for saying, I'd rather have 1% the effort of 100 men than 100% effort of my own. Do you understand that? Guys, we got over 100 chairs in here. Which would be easier, for me to take and stack every chair up myself, or to ask everybody before you leave, would you take and stack a chair against the wall? It's called leverage. And he said, I would rather have 1% the effort. And so going back to the example, what you got to understand is leverage, you can't get wealthy with your own hands. See, what most people think is they're in sales. You can be good at sales, but you can't get wealthy. Build a sales team and replicate your efforts. The key is, if I want to have distribution across the world, I'm going to challenge you to go open up outlets. Everybody say outlets. See, you got to understand business, guys. Business understands if you have one store, you can make sales out of that store, but you're limited to your geographic location. But if you want to reach people across the world, you have to establish outlets in different markets. Does that make sense? So, having said that, T. Harv Eker said, if you're not using leverage, you're working too hard and earning too little. Now, most of us are used to being leveraged. But how many of you know if you're going to be successful, you have to learn how to leverage? Are you following me? Now, let's quickly move on. So, you open up the outlets, we'll fill it with the product. Did y'all even know that all those different brands are owned by Coca-Cola? See, you thought that I don't drink Coke. Yes, you do. See, they open up the outlets. They'll fix the problem, the product, right? So let's quickly move, guys. Here's what I want you to understand. There's different modes of business. I'm gonna go through these real quick. Guys, you can open up a storefront. These are different methods of business. You can open up a storefront and you have overhead. You can actually get internet marketing, which that means that you have a website where you drive traffic to the internet to come to your store. You have direct mail. Have you ever seen where they send out all these flyers and mailers? That's a form of business. You also have telemarketing. That's where you hire somebody to make phone calls, to call. But then you have the most powerful form of marketing, which is what? Network marketing. And guys, network marketing is simply a marketing to your network. What I want you to understand, all companies, whether traditional or network marketing companies, have one main characteristic, and that's to get a customer. Do you understand that? That's the purpose of all businesses, to get a customer, because if you get a customer, you got to sell. Are y'all following me? If there are no sales, there are no what? If there's no sales, there are no profits. And the measuring tool of business is to make a what? So, having said that, take what network marketing versus traditional companies, network marketing companies take the money they would spend in advertisement and they pay independent distributors for their word-of-mouth marketing. Do you understand that? And so traditional companies, they'll spend a lot of money in advertisement to pay and endorse celebrities who may not even use the product. That's the difference. So we're looking for a customer. This is just a quick illustration. The goal is to get a customer. Traditional companies, like in travel, you've heard of Expedia, Orbis, Travelocity, they'll use billboards, advertisement to draw a customer to make a profit. PlanNet Marketing, we use direct sales to sell travel agencies, and IntelliTravel pays us commissions to sell travel. Would you rather make the money? Would you rather make the money? So, thank you, timekeeper. So guys, now let's bring it home with network marketing. The richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for a job. Successful people look and build what? Because your network determines your what? Your network determines your network. Now, here's where everybody misses it. It's in different names. You call it network marketing. It's called relationship marketing. It's called multi-level marketing, direct sales, person-to-person marketing. It's the same thing. But a lot of people get caught up in the title. It's using your network to share a service, a product, and exchange to get a customer. And getting a happy customer, they're going to go get more customers. But you, as an independent distributor, have the ability to also recruit and train other people to go get customers. Does everybody follow me? So, as we bring it home, what I want you to understand is this. Mr. Coughlin talked about these, so I'm not going to really go over these guys. The benefits of network marketing, you don't commute for work. Well, you know the benefits. So, having said that, it's about distribution. In my last few minutes, I want you to understand. I talked about I built the foundation so you can understand where I'm trying to go to. Everybody say distribution. Now, I told you if you only have one outlet, you're limited in how much you can make. But if you have multiple outlets, you can make a lot of money. So let's just really bring this home. Has anybody ever heard of this company? You know what that company is? How y'all know? Because it's simple. Y'all know the mark. They've done a good job of marketing. So that's Nike. That's the company. Who's that? What's that? That's Jordan, Air Jordan. That's a brand of. So they carry Air Jordans, right? Now, let's bring this home. Global distribution. You can get your Air Jordans from these different outlets. Do you think Nike cares where you get your Jordans from? They just want you to purchase the what? So they have multiple outlets where they provide so that you can buy their product. Now listen, Champs, Sports Authority, Finish Line, Foot Locker are all distribution centers. They sell different lines of business. But the point is this, they carry Nike, but they don't just carry Nike because everybody don't wear Nike. Are y'all following me? So I'm talking to you now about building a company within a company. You may say, Mr. White, why are you talking to me about tennis shoes? I'm not. I'm talking to you about distribution. Now, what I need you to understand through PlanNet Marketing, we are the marketing arm of IntelliTravel. IntelliTravel sells travel, but we're the independent distributors, and what we do is we market IntelliTravel. I don't care what travel you get or where you get it from. Would you rather sell travel or travel stores? See, if you understand this, that's why when you see a person, you want to open up the distribution channel. Because if you open up the distribution channel, they're going to buy tons of travel. You want to override it. Everybody say override. So, does everybody understand what I said thus far? Yeah, you felt like you was in school, right? But we just made it real simple so you can understand business and overrides and just keeping it real simple, because network marketing is just another method of business. It's about distribution. But I know as you've talked to people, you've heard people say, is this one of those what? Oh, y'all heard that before? So let me help you understand just from a structural standpoint. This is a what? This shape is a what? Is this one of those things, guys? Have you ever heard somebody say that only the people at the top make all the money? You know, I used to defend that and say, you know what, Philip? But then I started thinking about it, you're right. But that's what they're supposed to. The people at the top are supposed to make the money. Are you agree? So you ever heard somebody tell you that, but it's limited room at the top. What I always ask them, but where you are, what's your chances of getting to the top? They can't get to the top. So we understand you have a CEO. They created the company, they're an entrepreneur. They have presidents, vice presidents, middle management, staff employees. Who does the majority of the work? Who makes all the money? So I always ask people, what's your chances from getting here to here? Now, instead of when people say, is this a pyramid? Guys, I understand it's their way of thinking, but I'm going to help change the way you think. What is network marketing? It's an inverse pyramid. See, network marketing, guess what? Everybody starts right here as a rep. But if you sponsor 3 people, you're going to be promoted to what? When you sponsor 3 more people, you're going to be promoted to what? When you sponsor 3 more for a total of 9, you're going to get to what? We just implemented a new program where you personally sponsor 20 people and you're in the 2020 club. Then when you got 50, you're a director of training. Then you hit director. See, guys, there's no limit on how many directors we can promote. Everybody starts at the same level in network marketing. The difference is if you go do the work, you're guaranteed to get promoted. You're not controlled, somebody controlling your promotions. And so, guys, what I want you to understand, real simple as I bring it home, is that we're simply doing business. And when you understand that, you're no different from opening up a McDonald's franchise. The difference is the model in which we do it is a lot better. You can invest it $99. Guys, I invested $99 just like if you're here, we ask you to invest. And I will not disclose income, but what I will say, what this company paid me last month, you can have a McDonald's franchise owner come look at this business and like, wait a minute, I'm doing something wrong. Because we don't have the overhead, we don't have the inventory, we don't have all the things that come with traditional business responsibility, but we have all the benefits, freedom of time, we have the ability to build with people that we want to. And so guys, I just want you to understand, educate yourself, as Ms. Watkins said, become a professional. Study your industry. Read more than just this. I mean, they're going to provide on the video, but I encourage you to go get books and learn about your industry and walk with your chest up and know that you're in the best industry in the world, and you should be proud to be a professional network marketer and be proud to be a part of the best company on the planet, PlanNet Marketing. Thank you so much. God bless. Have an amazing day.